Hello friends, welcome to Java Programming Video Tutorials series. In the previous video tutorial, we understood how to create a new Java application project inside NetBeans IDE. In this video tutorial, I would like to discuss Hello World program in Java. We understand the essential code required to display Hello World in the output window. We understand the essential code required to display Hello World to the output window, guys. First statement we have is package declaration statement. We have package Hello World semicolon. It is package declaration statement, guys. The syntax of package declaration statement is we write the package keyword space, we write the package name, then we write semicolon. Here package is the keyword, Hello World is the package name. Then we say semicolon, guys. It tells to the compiler that the underlying class Hello World belongs to the Hello World package. This statement package Hello World semicolon tells to the compiler that the underlying class Hello World belongs to the Hello World package. Package Hello World semicolon. By reading this statement, compiler understands that it has to create a class file for the class Hello World within the Hello World package, guys. By reading this statement, compiler understands it has to create a class file for the class Hello World within the Hello World package. If I go to NetBeans projects folder, inside that we have our Hello World project. I double click to open it. Inside that we have build folder. I double click to open it. Inside that we have classes folder. I double click to open it. Inside that you can see that our Java compiler has created a Hello World package. Inside Hello World package, it has created a Hello World.class file. This is the class file for the class Hello World, guys. By reading this statement itself, the compiler understands it has to create a class file for the class Hello World within the Hello World package, guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood what is the purpose of this statement and what is the meaning of this statement. Next we have public class Hello World opening flower bracket closing flower bracket. This is the header part of the class definition. This is the body part of the class definition, guys. Let's talk about public class Hello World. Public class Hello World is the header part of the class Hello World definition. Public class Hello World is the header part of the class Hello World definition, and pair of flower brackets written immediately after the public class Hello World indicates the body part of the class Hello World, guys. Let's understand public. Public is a keyword. It is an access modifier. In Java we have different access modifiers. We have private, public, protected. Public is one of the access modifier. There are two reasons to make the main class public. What is main class? Main class is a class which contains main method. Main class is a class which contains the main method, guys. There are two reasons to make the main class public. First reason is if the class name and the file name are same, then it is recommended to make that class public. In our example project, the file name is Hello World, class name is Hello World. If the file name as well as class name both are same, then it is recommended to make that class public, guys. The second reason is it makes the class Hello World to be accessible to all other classes in our Java project. What it does, it makes our class Hello World to be accessible to all other classes in our Java project. At present our Java project contains only one class. A Java project may contain more than one classes. That depends upon the requirement of the application, guys. If you make a class public, then it will be accessible to all other classes, guys. Understood? Next we have written class Hello World. Class is a keyword. Hello World is the class name. Class keyword is used to define a class. Class keyword is used to define a class. Java is a pure object-oriented programming language, guys. Hence, everything must be part of a class. What we do? First we define a class using the class keyword. Inside the body of the class, we write the statements or code related to that class, guys. Except the package declaration statement, everything must be part of one or another class, guys. Understanding? Java is a pure object-oriented programming language. Hence, everything must be part of a class. So, public is a keyword. It makes our class Hello World accessible to all other classes in our Java project. Class is a keyword used to define the class. Hello World is the class name. Next we have pair of flower brackets. Pair of flower brackets written immediately after the class Hello World indicates body of the class Hello World. We know that this is the header part of the class Hello World and this is the body of the class Hello World, guys. Pair of flower brackets written immediately after the public class Hello World indicates body of the class Hello World, guys. Pair of flower brackets written immediately after the main method indicates the body of the main method, guys. Pair of flower brackets written immediately after the main method header indicates the body of the main method, guys. Note, pair of flower brackets indicates beginning and end of the construct. Here, this flower bracket, this opening flower bracket indicates beginning of the class Hello World. This closing flower bracket indicates end of the class Hello World. This opening flower bracket indicates beginning of the main method. This closing flower bracket indicates end of the main method. From here to here we have class body. From here to here we have main method body, guys. Understood? Next we understand main method header part, guys. We have public static void main string args written, right? Main is a method. In Java, a name followed by pair of parentheses indicates a method. So, main is a method. It is entry point where the execution begins. When we say build and run, where the program execution begins? The program execution begins at the main method, guys. So, main method is the entry point for the beginning of execution, guys. Next we have void. Void is a keyword. Void is a keyword. It indicates main method does not return anything back. It is the return type of the main method, guys. What is the return type of main method? Return type of main method is void. It indicates main method does not return anything back. Next we have static keyword. There are two reasons for main method to be static. There are two reasons for main method to be static. First reason is static members are executed before non-static members. Inside a class, we find both static members and non-static members, guys. Static members are members which are defined using the static keyword. Members which are not defined using the static keyword are called as non-static members, guys. While executing a program, static members are given first precedence. That is the reason main method should be static, because the program execution begins at the main method, right? First main method should execute, next other methods. So that is the reason main method should be static. Next reason is JVM does not need to create an instance for executing the main method. For executing static members, we need not to create an instance, guys. For executing non-static members, we have to create the instance. Here, main method should be static because JVM does not need to create an instance for executing the main method. Next we have public. Public is a keyword. It is an access modifier. It makes the main method accessible to all other classes and to the JVM, guys. Public keyword makes the main method accessible to the JVM. We know that JVM, Java Virtual Machine, is responsible for loading and executing our Java programs. JVM is the one which executes our Java program, right? So we have to make our main method public. It should be accessible to JVM so that it should execute the main method, guys. Next we have string args. String args is an argument to the main method, which indicates args is an array of type string. Args is an array of type string. It is used to receive values of type string from the command prompt. If we are executing our Java program using the command prompt installed in our operating system, then we can pass some values to the main method, guys. All those values are stored inside this args argument or args array, guys. In the upcoming video tutorials, we understand how to pass values to main method and how do we display them step by step, guys. At present, you need not to worry. At present, you just need to remember that args is an argument to the main method. It accepts values of type string from the command prompt. Understood? I hope you guys have clearly understood the main method header part. Next we understand system.out.println. Println is a method. As I told, in Java, a name followed by pair of parentheses indicates a method. Println is a method, guys, which is member of the out object. Println is the member of the out object. To access println, we will be using the dot operator or the member access operator, guys. We will be using dot operator. We write out.println. Out is again a static member of the system class. To access the out member, we take help of the dot operator or the member access operator, guys. We write system.out.println. Println is inside out, out is inside system. So we write system.out.println. What is dot? Dot is a member access operator. It is used to access members of an object or a class, guys. System.out.println method prints the given value to the output window. Here system.out.println hello world. What it is doing? It is displaying hello world to the output window or in the output window, right, guys? System.out.println is responsible for printing the given value to the output window, and implicitly it moves the cursor to the next line so that any subsequent output starts on the new fresh line. Note, sequence of characters enclosed in between pair of double quotations is called a string in Java. Sequence of characters enclosed in between pair of double quotations is called a string in Java. To the system.out.println, we are passing hello world in the form of string, guys. And system.out.println, what it is doing? It is displaying the hello world in the output window. Understood? Note, Java statements must be terminated by semicolon symbol. All Java statements must be terminated by semicolon symbol, guys. That's it, guys, for this video tutorial. I hope you guys have clearly understood the essential code required to display hello world to the output window. The essential code required to display hello world in the output window. If you are new to the object oriented programming world, definitely it will be difficult to understand in the beginning, guys. But you need not to worry. As and when we move forward, you understand everything clearly, guys. You understand what is a package, what is package declaration statement, what is the meaning of defining a class, what exactly the instance means, what is the class means, why do we write dot, etc, 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 guys. So at present, I suggest you people to just go through this video again and again. Try to understand as much as possible. In the upcoming video tutorials, you are going to understand everything clearly, guys. Understood? I think for this video tutorial, this much is enough, friends. For more benefits and be up to date, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment and share these videos with others so that everyone will get benefited. Keep learning, keep coding, keep sharing. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.